Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 5405 North Haight Avenue here in Portland. We're located down in the basement. I believe we're up against the rear foundation wall here, kind of in the back right corner of the house. We've got the basin sink running just over there as our water source, and we're going to check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Going through 4-inch cast iron pipe. We're going to zero out right here at the bottom of the cleanout. Off we go. And then we've got another branch of pipe down here with a backflow valve. We're going to throw the camera into that at the end. I'm not entirely sure what it does or services, so I can't get water to flow through it, but we'll at least take a look at it. Now we just transitioned there over to 4-inch ABS plastic. Got a tie-in coming in here at around 10 feet. Which could be a couple things. It could be a downspout connection, could be a clean out access. We are going through some standing water here. We'll check this out on the way out. It's a very clean area. There's no buildup there. Does not appear to be a significant belly or one I'll recommend a repair on. I generally don't even start considering repairs on bellies in plastic pipe anyway until there's at least an inch of standing water for around 5 to 10 feet, but I've also got to see buildup on top of that to actually make a case for why a repair should be done. And that area there is spotless clean. So we transition here now over to 6-inch concrete. So you got some kind of test T connection tying up top there, or a city clean out. And we'll locate this transition when we come out just to see if all the pipe on property was updated or not. And then we drop into the main lateral connection here at 49 feet. This pipe here almost, we're going to take a second look at it. I think they did an epoxy liner on this. I can't see any obvious joints. I'm pretty sure that's been epoxy lined there. But anyway, we're going to go locate the camera head just to verify where the line goes, and then we'll have a better look at everything as we come back. As far as flow goes, though, the line does have adequate flow to the main, and very clean sewer line. Alrighty, I was able to get a half-decent locate signal here. The line appears to be going to the rear alleyway, and the back gate is padlocked, so I can't walk through it into the alleyway, but as soon as I get up next to the fence line, I start picking up a very strong signal on my locator. So we'll pull back here to the transition and relocate just to double-check that. Yeah, this does appear, otherwise we'd have pipe joints everywhere. Like right here, there's actually a pipe joint. This has been epoxy lined, or CIPP. Which in my opinion is a great repair process. But only a portion of it here looks like was fully updated. They started that liner a few feet into the concrete pipe here, it looks like. Like right around here is where that liner starts. So I don't know if this little portion of the concrete line here is still homeowner responsibility. And I think you've got a piece of the liner extending into the flow line here. If you pull back and look at the flow line, it almost looks like the bottom of the pipe there is kind of cracking, but it's the same color and same material. It looks like the liner started back right here, but it didn't go up the pipe walls. It just remained in the flow line. You can see where it stops as the epoxy starts to go up the pipe wall there. So I'm going to try and locate this here and see where we're at exactly. If it's one I may not be able to verify. Typically when I'm verifying whether all of this is in the city's responsibility, I've got a street curb and a sidewalk to go off of. In this case, in the back alleyway, I don't think we have any of that, so it's something you may still want to contact the city about and find out, you know, if they lined or if all this concrete is their responsibility or not. In most cases it is. A lot of times that transition to 6-inch pipe is, in Portland anyway, is almost always at the transfer of responsibility to the city, which is usually at the street curb. Now with newer stuff, it's usually at the sidewalk edge rather than the curb. But yeah, I'm going to try and locate this. All right, I was able to locate properly that time, where I was able to actually go through the garage door and get back to the alleyway. So there's a lot of hedgerows back there right where I want to locate, directly over the top of it. My locator, though, appears to be indicating that that where we're at right now is just prior, maybe a foot or two from the alleyway or street edge back there. So I think you may have a little bit of this still in homeowner responsibility. If there were a curb and a sidewalk to go off of, it's very possible that this is actually the transition to the city responsibility. So at this rate, the concrete pipe is still in good condition. I wouldn't recommend updates or repairs on it anyway at this point. I'm just trying, obviously, of all the pipe materials in here, the stuff that's unupdated, especially concrete, will be the first part that wears out. So just keep that in mind. It's a very difficult spot to locate, though. But I am picking it up past the fence line, about a foot or so prior to the street edge back there. But anyway, the concrete pipe is still in good shape. It's still very smooth. All the joints look good there. You know, it's possible, though, you may have about 2 feet of concrete in your responsibility there. You got minor standing water thus far anyway. Well, we're going to push back out here just to see where it dissipates out. So it looks like it all stops here at about 25 feet. And like right here, for instance, we're sitting at around 1/4 of an inch of standing water. The water line is just at the bottom of my camera lens, which sits about 1/4 inch off the bottom of the pipe. So yeah, that is a teeny tiny little belly there. From 18 to 25 feet, you've got a 1/16 to 1/4 inch of standing water, which is not even in the galaxy of needing repair work, in my opinion. Just as long as you're not flushing a whole bunch of junk down the line that should not be going down there, like paper towels, tampons, putting your bacon grease down your sink, that area there is going to stay nice and clean just like that. Toilet paper, stuff that is intended to go down the line, is shooting through there with almost no issue. There is not a single speck of debris buildup here whatsoever. And if that were causing flow problems, it would be very obvious. And I wouldn't expect it to. It's way too small of a belly. You'd have to be kind of trying to clog your line up there to get that to hang debris up. So I'm going to go locate this tie-in just to see where it's at. And this is, you know, roughly 10 feet out from the back of the house, straight out from the clean out, going into the backyard. From the direction this pipe is coming into here, all you have to the side where, you know, if it would possibly be a party line, is just a big giant parking lot next door. So that does not appear to be a party line. One, the diameter is 4-inch. Party lines are almost always in 6-inch diameter pipe. It's updated too, which that would not have passed inspection if that were a party line connection there. It's likely the old downspout connection. A lot of times when these lines get updated, code requires that you put the old tie-ins back in for like a storm drain, even if you don't even hook up to them. So it's not uncommon to see that in older homes that have been updated. We're going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the line here. Everything from the clean out all the way out to the main lateral connection is all in good condition. Obviously the concrete is the part that's, you know, the oldest and going to wear out the soonest, but at this point it's still in nice condition, drains beautifully. And unless a root intrusion or something environmental happens that we can't predict, that piece of concrete pipe there has a lot of life left in it before it wears out. Probably at least 10 to 15 more years. Again, that's assuming that you're just waiting for it to wear out, not and a root intrusion or something doesn't find it first. Anyway, that section of the line here, that whole main line is functioning properly at this time. And again, the belly from 18 to 25 feet is way too small, in my opinion, to recommend repairs on. But we're going to move the camera over here to this backflow valve. I'm going to turn some water on in the newer, updated bathroom down in the basement here and see if it routes its way through that. All right, so I am running, and I'll show this with the camera here so it makes a little more sense. Just a second. But there is a bathroom adjacent to us that's new and updated, the one with the clawfoot tub in it. Here's the older toilet. Right through that wall is the newer bathroom in the basement. And then we have a backflow valve right here, and that is where that water is. That's what it's for, is that bathroom here to repairs. I've got the bathtub and the sink in there running. And it pretty much immediately ties into the stack here, right at the base of the existing sewer stack, the older cast iron one. And my camera is having a hard time getting through. There we go. So we transition over to cast iron almost immediately, and then we're probably going to go right underneath that clean out we just went through here in just a second. And that right there tying into the top of the pipe is the clean out that we went through originally. Now we're going to shut the water off. We're going to run the camera backwards to that portion of the line here, and we'll take a look at this stuff. That line's drained out here. And if you walk over to the clean out we first went through, you can see my light, my camera headlight shining through that clean out. Another way we verified we have made our way back to that same point. This right here, this tie-in is going to be for the toilet here. That's right next to us. Should see water. Hopefully that's it. Yep, that's the winner right there. That's the toilet that's sitting right in front of me here, the older toilet. Alright, that portion of the line is also in good shape, drains very nicely, it's very clean. Well, we're just flip the camera around here, and I really can't go very far. You have a convergence of multiple small sink drains. That's a 2-inch or 1.5-inch drain tying in there. So we're going to go and roll the camera out. We have great flow throughout the entirety of the line we've scoped here today. All of it appears to be in good condition. The sewer line is functioning properly at this time.